What's up, guys? In this video, I'm going to show you how to pass your accounts faster. Okay, this is a strategy I know that ICT uses, and a strategy that I've been using, and I found very successful for me. And I'm going to show you guys how to use this and win some trades. Now, just to clarify, this is a high risk strategy. Okay, but overall, if you have a good setup, this will work for you, and this will print for you. So let me show you exactly what it is that I'm talking about here. Now, I call this the scaling plan. Okay? Now, you know how usually when you're trading, you have your original amount of contracts that you use to trade, and that's it. The way that this plan works for me is I wait for pullbacks or retracements, and I buy more contracts, right? Let me show you how I use this on a 100K funded account, and I made $3,000. Now, this was the exact trade I took Friday, October 19th at around 12:30 p.m. I took this trade, and this is exactly what I did. So, let me go back into the replay and show you guys exactly how I did this. So, first things first, I had my setup. Okay, I charted it out over here. Had my setup over here. Now, how I worked this trade was I started out with my original amount of contracts. I started out with 2 contracts on a 100K account, which gives me about $1,000 to lose, which for me is perfect. Around 1,000, because that's using 1% risk on a 100K account, right? And I'll show you guys how to size this for different accounts too, but this is just on a 100K account example. Now, what did I do? Okay, so I started out with 2, waited, okay, got my retracement. It went down for one more candle. Yeah, got my retracement right here. I then proceeded to purchase more contracts, about 2 more contracts. Now, I moved my stops right there, and I kept going. And then right there, take profit at 3,000. Now, this by far has been the most useful and fastest way to pass these funded accounts. Okay, and that's just for the combines. Do I use this on my Express actual live funded account? No. Why? Because this is risky. But the name of the game with these funded accounts is to pass them as fast as possible. So this is what I use to pass these accounts. Now, will this work all the time? Will you see this all the time? Will you have the opportunity to do this all the time? No. Sometimes your trade will just take off right to the moon, and you won't have a retracement, you won't have any of that. And you'll just have to bite the bullet and ride with the amount of, like, the lot size you have. Now, this only works if you're trading off of retracements, if you're buying more contracts at retracements. This will not work if you guys are just buying at random points, okay? It might work, you're just adding more risk, and it's just really silly to do that, so don't do that. The only way that this works is waiting for that 1 minute retracement, buy more, move your stops to however much the original amount that you were about to lose was, and ride with it. There are instances where this doesn't work, and I'll show you those instances. Now, one instance is your original stop right over here, right? Since you're moving your stop to a little bit of a tighter stop, now your original one is in a bit of a position to so since you moved your stop to a little bit higher, it now gives your trade a little bit less breathing room to take off. My original stop was set at the 5-minute low, which is a pretty decent stop. Okay, like, price could have continued down, taken out all these stops or buy orders over here, and then continued upwards, right? And that's why this setup is risky. It's risky because you are moving your stop and potentially you are losing more money if this comes back, takes out your stop, and then continues up. Now, I use this most of the time. If I see my trade is doing well like this and there's a retracement, I'm doing it, right? Because it puts me in a position to make more money and pass the account faster. Now, one way you don't want to use this is letting it ride out the full way. And I learned this the hard way. One of the third trade I had on my 50K funded account, I had a trade that made $4,000 using this same exact method. Now, why is that really bad? Because I had to make an additional $5,000 to pass the account. Okay, you need to make sure you're within your consistency target. I know it's fun to watch the number go up and make more money, but you need to wait for your consistency target. You need to make sure you're not hitting it because it will screw you over. For the 50K account, it's about 1,500. For the 100K, it's 3,000. And for the 150K, I believe it's like 4,500, right? And that's just your best rule of thumb, is just not to go over that, because then you're just going to put yourself in a longer waiting period to pass these accounts. Now, how can I use this on different accounts? I'll show you guys how to do this on the 50K account. So, come back here. You place your trade. Now, for the 50K account, we are using one contract. And if you see, boom, 500 risk. Almost 500. $500 risk, right? And then we go up, wait for a retracement, place another one, move our stops to 500, using the 1% risk rule, and we reap the rewards. Okay. And that's just my simple strategy that I use to pass my funded accounts. ICT, I mentioned this in the beginning, but ICT uses this. Well, I don't even know if he actually uses it. Well, I do, but since ICT is kind of like a fake trader, he doesn't really take any real trades. He's kind of a phony, but he uses this. He has the 6 and 4 rule. He'll buy 6 contracts, and then he'll buy an additional 4 contracts later on in the trade. And that's the way that he uses it. 10 contracts is a very, very big lot size, though. So I don't do that. But yeah, that is the strategy. Now, go out, be careful, make sure you guys are using appropriate risk, and get at it. Go crazy.